if this looks all too familiar to you, then I have a solution. For just 150 English pounds, plus £0 postage and packaging, you can get a fabulous mystery box. And this is the solution to all of my problems. Well, one of my problems anyway. This is what £150 worth of Amazon purchase looks like. Car multimedia system. This nice little box. So you probably guessed this is the NA03W6VW070. Look at the manufacturer in there. I wonder if that's intentional. That's the model of this thing. It shows, of course, a graphic equalizer that repeats itself. It's an authentic product. Comes with excellent technology and a pleasant ride. These are the qualities I also look for when choosing a product from Ann Summers. So let's see what's inside of it. Nice little pull tab here. Quite a normal little stereo box. This is an all-in-one unit, as you can see on the advert. And I'm not really expecting many extras, but this is the manual. Okay. Little card here. Check. What? Okay. Right, small guide before you install, blah blah blah. Protect the disc, remove the screws, otherwise you ruin the unit. Blah blah blah. If you can't turn the unit, please disconnect and reconnect this. Useful. A unit is plug and play. So you've got the guy's personal WhatsApp and email there. His email is named after his WhatsApp. Oh, and given that I've bought a Mark V Golf stereo, I might be in the market for a Golf 7 unit when I upgrade, or even a Volvo, because that's a typical upgrade path, is the Golf Mark V GTI to a Volvo V70 or V40 or XC debris, what's it? Harness. This is a pretty typical looking thing. In all fairness, a lot more phono cables than I actually was expecting, so maybe various audio and video inputs and outputs on this thing. I guess it supports a reversing camera, so that might be part of it. This is the unit itself. It's not that heavy, I'm just this weak. And I only have one hand, as I normally am when I'm operating a camera. Ooh, this looks nice. Oh shit. This is what we're dealing with here. Which looks a lot like a Mark 6 or Mark 7 RDS 510 units. It just looks, the font looks slightly cheaper and the feel is a little less. Aha! As you can see, it has my face on it, which means it has what I feared, which is the dreaded ultra sharp screen. Fear not, for I will remove the protective layer here and you'll see the shine would have... Oh fuck. It's got all the standard buttons as you'd normally find on a VW unit here. Let's have a look at the other side. Radio, Zeek, Bluetooth, little knobbly things, GPS, and it has an SD card installed. You can see here where it says GPS is already a card poking out the hole because I left it there to show you, and that is a generous 8 gigabytes. I guess it contains the maps. And there's another one for the SD slot here for music and things. These micro SD cards go up to 400 gigs now. So it's probably a lot better than, well, a lot more logical than sticking a big hard drive in there. Okay, so it looks pretty normal, apart from that shiny screen which I can use to check my makeup when I head to the car first thing in the morning. Of course, you all know that I do my makeup when I arrive at my destination or behind the wheel. Where all the loom connectors go, I guess these look very normal ISO connectors, is that what you call it? Fuse, USB, radio, I guess that's some sort of aerial, and that's where the GPS aerial goes, which is supplied, even though I've seen this as an extra. So, oh, it's a 1980s remote control from a 1980s DVD player. And this is the yeah, I figured that one out all on my own. I don't need these instructions at all. Probably do need these instructions. Right, come on then. What the fuck is this thing? Ooh, that's not a Mark V Golf GTI. Okay, so this is the unit. It boots up straight to the FM menu, which if you plug the aerial in, works. And if you're familiar with these cars, you'll know this is a similar style unit to the RDS 510, which can be found on the Mark VI Golfs as an upgrade. That's their kind of top of the line flagship sat-nav unit, and that was the one that I wanted to get before I saw how cheap this was, but I decided to give this a go on the premise that I will just return it and say it's faulty if it's rubbish because I got it from Amazon. You should know kind of what all these buttons do, but let's run through them all. So that's the microphone for the Bluetooth. This is a dimmer here, so that will shut down the illumination but keep the unit on. It's a play pause button for the DVD or CD. This switches it to DVD or CD mode. As you can see, disc is reading. I did stick a disc in there. That's the eject button there. I quite like these physical seek buttons. It means you don't have to rely on the touch interface if you want to switch a song, although it won't actually seek. Turn that off. If you get a radio here, you'll see it doesn't seek, it just cycles through the stations, which is interesting, but this is the menu here. So you've got the navigation system, you've got the radio, CD, DVD, and the USB 1. The USB 1 is the connector at the back. USB 2, I'm not sure, maybe that's the other connector at the back. You'll notice here there are two micro SD slots. So one of them holds the, well, it doesn't anymore. Okay, anyway, so this one holds the GPS, or it did. That one, you can stick media on it, presumably songs, things like that, MP3s, and it will play directly off the unit itself, unless you want to use the Bluetooth, which you can. So that's what SD card does. It activates that slot and you can play all your tunes. You can Bluetooth your phone to it, which is pretty good, pretty easy. It's kind of why I bought this thing. It's a big fancy Bluetooth receiver. Setup itself. You can change a few things about it. Change the boot logo. Ooh, what the fuck? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can't change the boot logo because you don't know the password. Wallpaper, here we go. You can have a nice boat. You can have some fancy cogs, or ooh, cool looking bird. What's with this thing and birds? Anyway, there you go. Back to normal. There's an equalizer, which I find quite useful. If you stick a bit of a map that goes like this on it, remove some of the high mids and boost the very highs. Do the same sort of thing with this, so get rid of the dynamic range in it and extend the lows and the highs. You can actually get the speakers in this thing sounding pretty decent.
I didn't want him arrested because he had a caution before from the police.
See, that sounds absolutely fantastic. You can go through these different, preset bands, which I think are all rubbish. In here, instead of just going left, down, back, front, whatever, you can put the dot exactly where you want the audio to be. It supports subwoofers, and then the loudness, and this just boosts the bass and the treble. It sounds pretty good in all fairness. This is if you have a central speaker, but we don't, so we're not going to modify that configuration. I think that shortcuts back into the equalizer. Okay, that's pretty simple. It'll play video as well. Let's have a look at this menu. There you go. Mirror, rear camera display, no time, all that stuff. Watching videos forbidden while driving. Should be a thing. What it'll do, if you stick in a DVD, it'll blank the screen when you turn the car on, but then you press DVD and it'll show the DVD again. That should be a yes. But, Bluetooth setup, self-explanatory, display, all sorts of lights, and you can put screensavers on it. Let's get away from this. All in all, this is a pretty intuitive design, and I think it's because it's a general configuration set up by somebody, like a purpose-built app, and I believe it sits on Windows CE, but it's pretty quick. I don't find this thing, when I turn it on, I don't find myself waiting for ages for the thing to boot, which was a big concern of mine. Another was the shiny screen. It is shiny, as you can see. It might be slightly helped by the fact this car has tinted windows, because I'm pimp, but it doesn't seem to glare very much, although what it will do is it will smudge fairly easily, so always keep a cloth at the ready. I do anyway. Okay, so let's cycle through the menu. Got the navigation system there. This tells you things about the device. You can change the language. It comes by default in Romanian, which is interesting. I imagine it was probably developed by a Romanian company and produced in China. It's still unbelievable. It doesn't feel like a £150 unit, but you know, maybe I don't know what one of those feels like anyway. Go through. We've got VMCD. No idea. AV input, which is pretty cool. So you can install like a SNES Classic Mini and plug it into this and then play Super Nintendo games while you're on the motorway. Genius. Clock, Explorer. Well, you know, if you connect it to some sort of internet, you can use a web browser. I wouldn't even be bothered to try. What else you got? You got some fancy stuff here, an iPod connector, car info, which I actually really like. So you're looking at this and you're like, oh, I don't quite know how much fuel I've got left, but you know your rough miles per gallon. You don't want to simply click this twice, which will tell you all the information you need. Instead, you can use how much fuel is remaining in the car to figure out exactly how far you can go. Although when that dips below 7, it will stop. Seatbelt open, but it's okay because the engine's not on. Trunk's closed, handbrake's on, water level's fine. This is the mileage in kilometers, engine speed, road speed. By the way, the speedo lies very slightly. So when you're going 60, on the GPS you're actually doing about 56. This is accurate. It's in kilometers an hour. You may be able to change it, I'm not sure. Interestingly as well, you can test your alternator. 12.45 volts, but if you start the engine it should rise to nearly 14. 14.25. It's nice. And then we've got the RPM there as well. It's useful. Well, no, it's not useful, but it's really cool though. It plugs into the CAN bus in this car, so they are kind of customized for each particular vehicle within the system itself. What else? You've got the tyre pressure monitoring system. I have a warning there. It's nothing too late. If I click the button here, you'll see it just comes back on, so there is a warning. It might be that the tyre pressure monitoring system is not working, and that might be why this is all showing a 0. But you know, it's quite cool it does all this stuff. I didn't actually think it would. Let's kill the engine. DVR. Direct vehicle reversing, perhaps? I'm not sure. What? Hey, come back. When you do reverse, that's a cool thing. Oh, it's now complaining. Close the seatbelt because the engine started and all the information's gone. But if you reverse the car, it'll then show you the lines which bend as you turn the wheel. Quite cool, and links directly into the reversing camera, which we don't have. For the second time today, we will kill the engine. You also have a Bluetooth system, which is the whole reason I bought it. This is simple to set up. So it tells you the device here, and it tells you the pin. This is connect, that's disconnect. So to activate Bluetooth, the whole point of this, click the Bluetooth button. The pin is nice and secure, but this is the device ID, so you know how to find it. You can go into the Bluetooth settings on your phone, and then you'll find it there. And I've already entered 0000. It doesn't take long. Irritatingly, it doesn't reconnect, but you know, seconds. And then you can go into your Spotify and play your favourite tunes, so that you can play some Skrillex if that's your thing. If it's not, you can still play the Skrillex. Although my phone in particular doesn't want to play the Skrillex. So we'll just play Take On Me by Real Big Fish. I'm not going to play anything recognisable because the 18 views that I get on this video I want to profit off by terms of monetization. So instead I'm going to press the DVD button and play back the UK Garage CD, which was back from when I was 17 years old. It sounds pretty good. That you need a lot more knob than you used to, which is irritatingly. So you have to you know, spin it around a few times, but even so. I was I was anticipating that the built-in amplifiers in this wouldn't be very good, but they seem to be absolutely fine. In case you're wondering about the whole, mother clucker. In case you're wondering about the whole DVD playing element of it, which I think is probably the thing I'm going to use the lead. My God. Okay, good news, we're back and we've been able to find the Futurama Season 4 DVD 3. Fantastic. Let's give this a go. No. Disc ejecting. Ah, yes. The one thing that I really enjoyed about this is the audio. You don't realise TVs back when we used to play DVDs normally had pretty lousy speakers. Nowhere near as bad as they do now. TVs are so thin you can't get a decent basket assembly for your speakers and a thin TV. But anyway, I'm chatting shit again. It sounds epic. It really, really does. Please don't distribute this, copy this or anything like that. I really am going to hell here, aren't I? There you go.
Gizmo can do. Young love. No, sir.
I see London, I see France, I see Leela's.
Underpants? Leela, my bosomy swan. She's an impressive piece of captain.
Anyway, you get the point. Oh, there's one more thing we haven't tried out. The navigation. Oh, okay. I guess it's like an app that's installed on it. What if every different feature is a different app? Anyway, we have to wait for this to load. This is what you don't get with the inbuilt head unit. Okay, cool. Destination. Find address. Let's think. Hey, that's where we are. I think, where's this car from? It's from Germany. Let's just go for like... Alright, cool. Alright. Seems to be working itself out quite nicely. The aerial is in there. I stuck it at the top of all the vents underneath this little panel here in the hope that it's got the least amount of things to get through so it doesn't lose GPS signal. Right, what's it saying? 706 kilometers in 7 hours 17 minutes. Yeah, let's do it. We are on the shuttle at the moment going into France. France is a very useful country because it allows you to access other countries. I love being part of the EU. As you can see, the sat-nav is working beautifully in this country. It turns out the Romanians love a bit of France. We're in Germany now, and these roads are incredible. I briefly saw 150 miles per hour on I can confirm that this satellite navigation unit, in fact, this entire head unit as a thing, works perfectly well in Germany too. If anything, because of the extra speed, it feels better in Germany. Therefore, I give it a Road Trolls 1 thumbs up because my other thumb is using the steering wheel. I said reel, didn't I? I meant wheel. Okay, we've just driven into Italy and I can confirm that the sat-nav is still working beautifully.